Hi, I want to start this video with a big shout out to Rick from the 28mm RPG channel because I just saw him during a practice RPG or practice roleplay video. And Rick, if you continue like that, I think you're going to be one of the best game masters. Even though it was practice and you, of course it's a practice, even though you were practicing, if only you can eliminate the kinda sort, the sorta kinda, basically eliminate those things, Rick. Eliminate those things and you're going to become one of the greats. I think it's important for you to put emphasis on being strict in your table, Rick. You are the game master. You are in control. This also has to do with the insecurities that are tied to the kind you need to be sure of your description. It's not kinda, it's not sorta, that doesn't kinda look like that, that doesn't sorta resemble that. No, that's that. It looks like a stone archway or whatever, however you want to describe your things. It's an old, ruined table. Not kinda, it's kinda ruined, sort of like. And then the players, if they want more details, they can obtain them through roleplay. If they need more details, if they want to, I look at the surface to notice if there are markings or whatever. I look at this or that to see if I find bloodstains, etc. Rick, you are doing great. For those of you that do not know Rick, and I'm going to put a link to his channel, just click on the name 28mm on the description of this video. Rick, continue, do that in your session, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to get amazing results. But I think that the main obstacle is that you need to identify those moments when the players don't describe their actions, do not validate their turns. Like in the case of Josh, when he was just rolling dice, he was not even describing his attacks. He became like a dice roller, rolling for someone else. No, Rick, if he doesn't describe his attack, he misses his turn. Or perhaps you want to punish him without, you were thinking about something else, or you were distracted, and the enemy punched you. Maybe that will wake him up. So Rick, you only need to do that. You need to apply those penalties in order to promote roleplay for the sake of roleplay. Do not validate the I will, I'm gonna. Do not validate those things. Now I want to talk about something else. Just to wrap that up, Rick, I think you're going to be doing great. Do not be afraid to penalize your players when they go out of character, when they ask questions. John Doe was talking to no one in particular. Peter was just standing there talking to no one. That's part of the fiction, Rick. Maybe now the character is becoming insane because he is talking to no one. Every time they do, can I? Is there a way? Anytime they ask a question, do not answer. Moving on from that. Now that I have destroyed Shonner, please check out the playlist, the Shonner Spotlight playlist. You can see that he was never a role player. During his practice session with Rick, you need to stop. Oh my God. Rick, you were always above Shonner. He created the illusion that he was above you in roleplay. At the very least, and this being generous, at the very least you were at the same level. Even for practice standards, his roleplay was disgusting. That was not roleplay. It was so. He attempted to. I couldn't watch the entire thing. Oh, one of my viewers said I could only watch 1 minute of it. I think the intent is around there somewhere, but his mind wanders into out of characters and kinda and even for a practice session. No, I will let you decide for yourselves. It's in the You will find a link to that practice session in the second video of my Shonner Spotlight playlist. And if you haven't seen the first video, take a look at it. The critics are calling it the most savage video they have ever seen, the most brutal video. That's why I had to upload it to Odyssey. The video in the playlist is basically just like an announcement video with the link taking you to the Odyssey video. But as it always happens with conflicts, things are revealed. I think it's important for us. I would personally consider it a responsibility for us content creators in tabletop role-playing games, but that's just my view on things. That doesn't mean it has to be like that. I personally consider it a responsibility that if we are to talk about someone else's roleplay, we need to have actual play videos of our own so that people can compare. So before people even think about, that is, content creators, about criticizing Shonner or any other loser, I would highly recommend that you upload actual plays, even 30 minutes of a single one-shot 30-minute session, so that people can have like a way to measure your roleplay, because that's going to add a credibility to your thoughts, to your opinions, and they will become valid. If not, they could think that you are a hoax, just like in the case of Shonner, because he is a fraud, a complete fraud and a hoax. He has just revealed that. Imagine, I don't know why so many years passed and no one took a stand against him. I think there were a couple of attempts, but they were like too messed up by other issues. They were like, or in some cases they weren't very intelligent. But let's say that someone wanted to speak out against Shonner. It seems like they were having problems from their everyday life or something, so they couldn't get their thoughts. But when Shonner decided to attack me disingenuously for the reasons that I mentioned in the video, in the first video of the Shonner playlist in the description below, Shonner wasn't aware he had fallen in this mental state, problematic mental state, or how would you say it, in this insanity, where he thought that he was attacking someone like everyone else. But Shonner, for those of you that haven't seen the Lion Speech by Christopher Walken, the Lion Speech, I placed it in my community tab. Thanks to Big Bad RPG, he placed that video on his community tab, and I think it's a perfect example. Shonner is a hyena. He's a jackal. And he saw this feline sleeping, this jaguar sleeping just there. And he thought, hey, he's not very combative or angry with other people. Sometimes he ignores them. Sometimes he just blocks them. Maybe he just gives some tips and advice related to a particular issue. So I'm going to try to bite at him. Started to poke, to nip. But then the jaguar got up and he ran like the wind and devoured Shonner. I am thankful to RPG is Dumb and Big Bad RPG. I'm going to tag them in the video because they were the ones that gave me the nickname of Jaguar based on the cartoon character from Rick and Morty. But I decided to name myself. I was first going to call myself El Jaguar. In Mexico, instead of the J is pronounced like house, like Jaguar house. So instead of calling me El Jaguar, I'm going to be El Jaguar in order to honor that nickname, because it comes from the English cartoon, the cartoon from the USA. And so, yes, I think Shonner made a terrible mistake because the jaguar is very tenacious. Once the jaguar has you, he is not going to let go. So, thanks to everyone who is watching my videos constantly. There were a lot of people that I didn't get along with. We have exchanged some very hurtful words. In some cases, not in all of them. In some cases, I have criticized their lack of roleplay. And they still reached out because of the video that I made with Shonner. Thankful, giving me thumbs up, etc. I can only respond in return. I bow before you so that you please apply the concepts that I mentioned in my videos. You will find in the description of this video a video that tells you about role-playing games, about roleplay, how to obtain details through roleplay, a true beginner's guide. I bow before you so that you please apply those concepts and you enjoy immersion. You will not regret it. Stop acting out of character, laughing out of character. Laugh in character. Your character is now laughing character. Describe your actions. Stay in character. Stay in the present. And I promise you, if you do this, you will experience tabletop role-playing games like never before. You are going to be living the experience. It's not a movie like Shonner tells you. This is not a movie. This is not reading a book. This is not a radio show. This is not reading a comic book. This is living in that fictional environment. And just announcing the results of your dice rolls or game mechanics. If you want to spend a penny, if you want to play a card, if you want to roll initiative, go for it and mention the numbers, anything related to the game mechanics, but stay in character. Apart from that, stay in character and roleplay. Do not ask questions to the game master. Describe your actions. I look at this to obtain details about this. I pick up the object to examine the strange symbols. I look at the banner to see the emblem. I approach the cavern stealthily while pulling out my dagger. Do it like that, and I promise you, you will experience tabletop role-playing games unlike anything in your life. I personally consider tabletop role-playing games to be the best hobby in the world. A game where you play a role and immersion happens. So as always, thank you for watching my videos. There are a few Shonner simps that after watching the Shonner video, they unsubscribed. And then they subscribed again. And they were blind to the things that Shonner were. Again, this is not, I'm going to offend you that because you unsubscribed and now you subscribed again. Haha. No, this is, you were truly not seeing what Shonner was. And again, I am puzzled as to why, how many years Shonner spent keeping this facade of being a role player. Do not be afraid to call out Shonner. Upload, like I did, put a video here on YouTube telling you, I have a video about Shonner in Odyssey, and you can let it rip. In Odyssey, they cannot censor you, unlike YouTube. And look at me. After all of these years, I am the only one who managed to dominate Shonner so that he would present roleplay in an actual practice session. And that's how you do things. So thank you, and I will never forget. I am quite aware of those of you that reached out, and I will never forget Shonner and his simps. I am always keeping you in mind. So, okay, thank you again. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support my channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as Shonner. Once again, thank you, and see you later.